Will this ringing ever go away? Is it permanent? Is there anything I can actually do about it? These are the questions I hear most often, and when people go to the doctor, they are told we simply do not know what causes it. Today, I am going to show you something important that most doctors will not tell you. Tinnitus, that ringing in your ears, is not coming from inside your ear, and once you understand where it is actually coming from, you will understand exactly how to stop it. I want you to try what I am about to share for 7 days. The results may genuinely surprise you. Welcome to Health Mile. If this is helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We bring you practical, science-backed health guides every single week. And tell us in the comments, which city are you watching this from today? Now, it is true that ringing in the ears can come from loud noises in the past. A concert, a noisy job, certain medications. But what if you have not taken those medications? What if you have not been exposed to loud noise? Then what? As I was reading through comments on my previous videos, a pattern kept appearing over and over again. One person wrote that after 2 weeks of intermittent fasting, 17 hours fasting and a 7-hour eating window, combined with low-carb eating, their tinnitus of 3 years was almost completely gone. Another wrote that after 8 years of tinnitus, trying naturopathy, acupuncture, and everything else, nothing worked until they went on keto, and within 5 days the ringing was nearly gone. Another said 1 year on a carnivore diet and the ringing disappeared entirely. And another noticed their tinnitus got significantly worse whenever they ate sugar or caffeine. These comments sent me down a completely different line of research, the relationship between blood sugar, insulin, and the nervous system of the inner ear. The first thing you need to understand is that a standard hearing test only checks one thing. Can you hear a beep? But there are parts of your hearing that never get tested in a routine exam. You can actually pass a hearing test while already experiencing real hearing loss. If you do get a hearing test, ask specifically for a high-frequency test and a speech in noise test. These give a far more complete picture. Now, here is the critical insight. That ringing is not coming from inside your ear. It is actually coming from your brain. When someone loses hearing, they lose it at a very specific pitch. The brain then tries to compensate by producing a sound to fill in that missing note, and in doing so, it turns up the volume. The amplifier gets louder. That is what tinnitus actually is. Many things can trigger this: medications, loud sounds, viruses, infections, chemotherapy. And they all do the same thing. They damage the nerves inside the ear, but out of all the causes, there is one that is almost never discussed. Chronic blood sugar elevation slowly chokes off the tiny blood vessels that feed the delicate nerves of the inner ear. And here is what makes this so important. The nerves inside the inner ear are peripheral nerves. The exact same type of nerves that extend down to your feet and cause the tingling and numbness in diabetic peripheral neuropathy. The same wiring, the same vulnerability, the same damage pathway. Many people can have high blood glucose for years, 4 years, 10 years, 25 years, with no obvious symptoms. Why? Because insulin is working hard behind the scenes, pulling excess glucose out of the bloodstream as fast as it goes in. So the blood sugar tests look normal, but here's the problem. Too much insulin directly damages the nervous system, and as insulin resistance develops, the fuel supply to the peripheral nerves begins to shut down. The nerves in the inner ear are especially hungry for fuel. When that fuel supply is restricted, those tiny nerve endings become overactive. And that overactivity is what the brain perceives as ringing. The research backs this up powerfully. Studies going back to 2004 found that between 84 and 90% of people with unexplained tinnitus had elevated insulin levels. Another paper found that as many as 82% of tinnitus patients had a pre-diabetic blood sugar problem. A paper involving over 2 million people found that diabetics are significantly more likely to experience tinnitus than non-diabetics. And a 2025 study following thousands of people found that the more sugary drinks people consumed, the higher their risk of ringing in the ears. This is why fasting and cutting carbohydrates keep showing up in those comments, because both directly lower fasting insulin levels. And when insulin drops, those tiny blood vessels begin to open up again and fuel starts reaching the nerves of the inner ear. If you go to the doctor, do not let them focus only on blood glucose. Always ask them to test your fasting insulin level. A fasting insulin above 7 is already concerning. Ideally, you want it closer to 5. If a doctor tells you everything looks normal and your fasting insulin came back at 22, that is not normal, regardless of what you were told. Now, there are 2 specific nutrients that can support the healing process alongside dietary changes. The first is alpha-lipoic acid, a powerful antioxidant that neutralizes oxidative damage throughout the body. One study found that 600 milligrams per day for 2 months significantly reduced tinnitus. The second is benfotiamine, a fat-soluble form of vitamin B, one that I have used for decades with patients suffering from peripheral neuropathy. It works well, but only when combined with real dietary change. Without addressing the root cause, the benefits are temporary. For benfotiamine, take the dose listed on the bottle and multiply it by 4, spread across the day. Combined with 600 milligrams of alpha-lipoic acid daily, this gives the nervous system the tools it needs to begin healing. How long will it take? That depends on how severe the damage is and how long you have had the condition. If there is extensive nerve damage, it does not reverse overnight. But for the majority of people, results begin within 7 days. Here is what I want you to do right now. Rate your tinnitus on a scale of 1 to 10. Write it down. Every single day for the next 7 days, re-rate it and track it. Watch it come down. And if you do not see results within 7 days, do not give up. Give it more time, ideally 2 to 3 weeks or longer. One more thing worth knowing. Many people notice tinnitus is louder at night than during the day. This relates to how the body regulates fuel. As you reduce carbohydrates, your body shifts from burning glucose to burning stored fat and producing ketones as a fuel source. This transition can temporarily affect how the nervous system functions, and that is actually why many people feel results even faster than expected once they make the dietary shift. Is this permanent? Does it have to be something you live with for the rest of your life? Absolutely not. But the key is addressing the metabolic root cause, not just reaching for a supplement and hoping for the best. Lower the insulin, feed the nerves, and give the system time to heal. If this video helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe to Health Mile. We post practical, no-nonsense health guides every single week. See you in the next video.